This Saturday, G.X.Todd will be down at Waterstones signing copies of her brand new book. She joins me now in the studio to tell me more about it. Hello.
Hello, you're all right?
I'm good. And Gemma, can I call you Gemma?
Of course you can, yeah.
I mean, great to have the book out there. And this is part of it already. I think, is it a 3-book deal that you've got?
Four. That's 4, yeah.
So it's a trilogy I could have coped with. What do we call 4?
Yeah, a quartet quadrilogy. You know, there's a number of ways to say it. I'm not really sure what the accurate one is, to be honest.
Congratulations on that. And from what I'm hearing, because I haven't read this yet, but from people who have, they're telling me it's very good.
Yeah, I'm getting really good reviews. You know, the one thing that you just dread when it's out in the world is like getting bad reviews, but I'm getting really top reviews for it. So,
which is absolutely excellent. But you're not new to the world of literature on the grounds that you've worked in and around books for many years. And is that the sort of thing that spurred you on, reading so much by other people, to get you to put this together?
Yeah, reading's a massive part of my life. Being in libraries from a very young age, working in libraries. Without reading in libraries, this book wouldn't exist. So yeah, it's a very big deal.
And obviously, the 4-book deal is excellent. Is it the 3rd one you're actually writing at the moment?
Second one. I'm in deep in edits on book 2 at the moment.
So it's interesting to work on that process. So how did all this start then?
What, the writing of it?
The story.
The story of it. It came from the main character. There's a chap in it called Pilgrim, and he's very loner, he's a man of few words, and that was the character that was my go-to. That came to me straight away. And then from that seeded the whole world, because it's a post-apocalyptic setting. A lot of people have died off. It's set in America, strangely enough, even though I'm a Midlands girl. So yeah, it all kind of went from there.
And did this mean research in the US at any point, or is that you had a chance to do that, which is good?
Yeah, I enjoy road trips over there, so 90% of the places that I talk about are places I've visited, so it is quite authentic.
And I think that does help when you're writing something like that, so you have a good understanding of it. But equally, you've got to get in the mind of your protagonists in the story as well. And how do you set yourself up for that?
Well, everything that I love to read and watch TV-wise and movies are all American sets, so I'm convinced I was born in the wrong country anyway. I'm adopted or something. So yeah, it's quite natural for me to go to that American setting in my head.
And when you're exploring this, though, does this then spur you on to maybe do more research and more road trips? I mean, is it a self-fulfilling prophecy in some ways on the fact that you want to just travel?
Sometimes there are places that I think I'm going to put that in the book because that's research, that is. I'll have to go to that place. At the moment, I'm not 100% certain I'd want to go to America with the things going on over there. Yeah. But yeah, any opportunity really to travel for research is good.
And I mean, the publishing deal itself, obviously, as you say, 4 books on the way, 2nd one currently editing, and that so close to the release of the first must be quite exciting. Have you got a sort of time scale that you're looking at for the release of the rest of the series?
Yeah, it should be every January. So the hardback comes out in January, and then the paperback follows in the summertime around August. So this year will be promoting book 1, it will be editing book 2, and then I've actually got a hand in book 3 by the end of August as well.
So that's a bit of a busy time for you, and so a lot of editing to be done, and who knows where this is going to progress to from there. Obviously, things going very well with the first, and in fact it took a couple of different editions. So I know there's a very special limited edition which has gone out there as a first print run, are there still some of those around?
There are. There were 700 initially printed, and I think there's possibly about 40 left. So onto the scrag ends now.
But obviously with the real thing going out to shops and this signing in Waterstones over the weekend, that again, it must be quite exciting because it does put you in the face of your potential audience. Because as it is at the moment, many won't know you or your work. You'll be an author who happens to be in store. But that is obviously a great way and a great opportunity for people to actually get their hands on literature and learn a bit more about it.
The whole writing experience is you're stuck inside a room, you're by yourself, you're in this world and it's just you. To actually get it out there and actually start meeting people who are interested in reading it, and even people who've read it, it's magic, it really is. It's so nice.
That's quite a weighty tome, isn't it? Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of words in there. How many contained?
There was originally, when I first handed it in, it was 90,000 words, and this, as it stands, is 135,000, and that's what edits do.
But how many different ones? Oh, maybe you don't.
I don't know that one. Sorry.
That's obviously just for a bit of fun. But how then does this world progress, do you think? Are you going to probably use some current events to maybe feature in later novels?
I'm thinking of feeding a few things in, but you have to be careful because it dates things. But for me, each book, it's going to scale up. So this one is actually quite an intimate journey, like a road trip almost, between the core characters. And the next book, it'll expand the world, the character. And then for each one, I've got epic Epic is like what it's on my post-it note on my laptop, so for each one it's going to be.
Make it big, make it cinematic, and of course it's probably going to lend itself quite well to adaptation to the big screen.
I hope so. That's the one thing that a lot of people come back to me and they say they can really visualise it as a movie, and I'm such a film buff. I think actually a lot of it filters through into my writing. I'm quite cinematic in how I write, so.
And is that sometimes tempted to try and think, I'm writing something to be turned into a film, or are you just writing really for you to start off with so you get the most passion you can into those pages?
Yeah, for me, I mean, it's different for everyone, but for me, it's definitely I write for myself to begin with. You write with your door closed, I think Stephen King said, and then then you open the door and then it's for others, and that's when you have to do the edits. And so, yeah, it goes from for you to everyone else.
And obviously collaborating, you've got artwork on there, and did you have input into the way the whole look and feel of it goes as well? Is that something your publishers allowed you to do?
Yeah, they've been actually really open about it. It's not like they give you, they don't say, oh yeah, what would you like, and you have to give them all your schematics and stuff.
Yes.
But they certainly come back and say, are you okay with this? Are you happy? Is there anything that you're not sure about? So yeah, it's quite cooperative in that sense. But I didn't get to do any of this.
No, but it's still looking absolutely fantastic, and yeah, are you happy that all ties in with the feel of the book?
Yeah.
And what's it like having your own ISBN number? Because that's quite cool, isn't it?
Do you know what? I thought I'd have it memorised by now. I thought I'd be able to just reel it off, but I don't know it. I need to learn it, but yeah, it's very exciting. You get that quite early on as well. It's in your contract.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's
You know who you are by number and barcode now.
Yeah.
And that part kind of fits in with the whole premise of the story in some ways, I'm sure.
Yeah, you'll have to give it a read and see what you think.
I certainly will do. Many people will too. Defender by G.X.Todd. Available from Waterstones this weekend in particular. What time are you down there on Saturday?
1 till 3, Wolverhampton Waterstones.
So make sure you're down there 1 through till 3 o'clock and enjoy the experience itself. I mean, that's going to be part of the magic of having written book, having had it published, and of course being supported in this way because the quality of the work that you got there.
Oh,
but
you.
G.X.Todd, Gemma, to her friends, thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Cheers.